What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Morning Tokes. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. Thank you for stopping by, tuning in, checking out the channel. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit up all those links down below. And now we can get into the episode. It is December 22nd, 2020. It is around 7:30 in the morning, and you are tuned into the best Tuesday morning wake and bake show. Welcome in. Cannabis and Christmas. That's one of the topics we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk a bit about cannabis stocks. And then we're going to end it with a little bit of a couple different articles on cannabis studies. One with PTSD and one with, I believe it was like seizures and things like that. So we got some stuff to get into and to talk about. But first off, shout out to Mod Son. This is his shirt. Let me smoke my weed. And I thought it was pretty appropriate since yesterday he released a new music video, not a new song, new music video for his song Bones. And it's a great song. It's a pretty good song. And it was a really great visual as well for the video. So shout out to Mod Son for the new music video for his song Bones. Please go check it out. Rocking his shirt. Been rocking with him for about close to 10 years now. So shout out to Mod Son. The new sound he's been doing is pretty different than anything he's really done before. But if you go back and listen to some of his music, it's been a gradual process for him to get to this point. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see how things have kind of changed and what direction things have gone. But it's exciting. I think this next chapter in his career is going to be a big one. So shout out to Mod Son. You know, he's been working with MGK a lot, and they have that new, I don't know if it's a movie, short film. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like Downfall High or something like that. It's going to be a short film, movie, whatever it is, to MGK's Tickets to My Downfall. So be on the lookout for that as well. So what do we have going on? I am almost out of all of my homegrown stuff. Luckily, I have another batch that's almost finishing up in the tent. So it shouldn't be too long since I have a little more, but I'm going to run out. I'm about to run out. Like what I have here, I got this bud here, got a little bit ground up, and then just a couple little buds in this jar, and I am done out of what I grew. But it's cool. It's lasted me a good amount of time. I'm happy with it. Obviously I wish there was more. Always want to be more, but let's get in. I have a little bit of this blueberry ground up, but I think I wanted to start with this right here. This is the last of my Amnesia Haze, which I thought was probably the best stuff I grew. So we'll get this going. We'll grind this up. Like I said, I already had some blueberry ground up. That's already in the tray here. So we will just get this bud picked apart from the stem a little bit, and then man, it's so dry it doesn't even need to be ground up, but I don't really want to mess up my hands and all of that, getting all the keef on my hands and stuff. So we will throw it in the grinder right now and get this smoke session going. Again, I don't need to grind it. It's really dried out. It's been really dry here lately, so let's just get into it though, man. Let's get into it. I'm excited to smoke the last of my homegrown. I'm a little bummed that I'm gonna be finishing this Amnesia Haze, because this stuff was actually pretty good. I was really happy with this stuff right here. The other two strains, not so much. The blueberry was okay. The Northern Lights I haven't even smoked it on camera, I don't think. It's not that great at all. And, growing is a learning process, and that's with anything in life, not just cannabis, but growing as a person, as, as a crop or anything. It takes time, takes learning, takes practice. Nothing is just easy. Damn, this grinder needs cleaned out big time. It's hard to even grind anymore. But got that good. Gonna empty the contents out. Let me smell it one last time. Yeah, smells decent, man. It smells pretty decent. So, let's take a couple of snaps. That's it. Just like 2-3 bowls. Oh, I'm bummed. I am bummed, but you know, it's what it's there for. So let's get into it. Let's get right into this. Cheers, everybody. Let's get it going. Cheers. Deep inhale. Oh yeah. So that was the Amnesia Haze. Let's take one of this blueberry right here. And then I do have something to talk about real quick before we get into the articles. So let's get into that. Man, when it gets cold out here, my nose starts dripping. It starts dripping. I remember that from early this year, late last year. Whenever I started, it was kind of during the winterish time, and it was cold here. But yeah, let's get into it. Cheers. This is a blueberry. All right. So, like I was saying, I am almost out of all of my smoke here. Don't have a job, don't have a source of income at the moment. But hopefully that will change maybe by today. I have an interview, finally, an interview with a cannabis company that's right down the street from me. I've been in talks with them a little bit over the last month and a half or so, but I thought they were gonna like invite me in for an interview or whatever when I had my eye infection. So I told them on email, like, hey, just so you know, like I want the job, I'm ready to go, but I just have this eye infection. And then I reached out to them like a few days after, once I got the eye drops, once I went to the doctor and all that, and it started clearing up. Message them, hey, I'm all good, I'm all healthy, I'm ready to start ASAP. But ghosted, didn't hear anything for probably 2.5 something weeks. And then yesterday evening, I just checked my email. I'm checking my emails all the time. I'm checking Indeed all the time, seeing if there's any new cannabis jobs or anything. But I've applied to all of them in the area, in the general area here. So never really went anywhere. And I was bummed, man. I was like, man, I really wanted this job. I'm used to driving around with the window cleaning jobs that I have. I love cannabis, and I've always wanted to work for a dispensary and in the cannabis industry. I've gone to a ton of cannabis events, cannabis cups, smoke out festivals, all that stuff. I've been trying to submerge myself. I don't know. Fuck. I've been trying to just get into it as much as I can since I've been using cannabis as a medicine and all that. It was when I was like 18 years old. When I first got my card, like I used it for medicinal purposes, like 100%. It really helped me, and I've talked about that in previous episodes. But yeah, I was just bummed because nothing came from it. But finally, yesterday evening, got that email saying set up for an interview. So I have an interview here in about 4 hours. 4 hours at 11:30. I have an interview with the dispensary. It's over video, and man, it'd just be awesome to kind of get started. I don't even care if I have to work for a company right now, because I just need something. I just need to do something. And like I said, it's really close can't talk. Really close by. And I'd be using their car. And then I'd probably get store discount, and they already have some pretty good deals on some flour and concentrates and things like that. Because it's a dispensary that like I use all the time. Like I don't have my card, but my dad has his card, and whenever he goes, I get some from him. So I'm very familiar with their product. I know what they have. I know what they offer. Their facility is amazing. Like I said, I haven't been to it, but I drive by it all the time, and they have like big glass windows. I could see through it and all that. It looks amazing. Looks like a really nice retail shop, and I'm just really hoping that the interview goes well, and that I can get started, man, because it's been about just 8 days, 7-8 days from me working, 7-8 days away from a year from me from working, and I've been doing this. I've done a handful of window cleaning jobs and things like that, but nothing sustainable to keep me going. So, to be able to get some sort of income, full-time, part-time, whatever they kind of need at the moment, store discount, using their car and all of that, like that's just all good to me, at least for the time being, just to generate some sort of income. So then on my days off, could focus on the candles and all of that, because I'm still super interested in all of that as well. So, and depending on the time, might have to make some adjustments with the podcast episodes and all of that, but, we'll see kind of what happens. We'll figure it out from there, but, fingers crossed that everything goes well with the interview, and maybe I can get going with making some income. That would be a good thing. So let's get into this first article. This is from Forbes. It says Christmas gifts, Yuletide high, cannabis tops Christmas gifts, reveals survey. Even during a pandemic, 'tis the season of giving, and gifting loved ones with cannabis seems to be the latest holiday trend. That finding is from a new poll conducted by Glasshouse Group, a California-based cannabis and hemp company which runs several dispensaries and a couple of grow sites. So what are the top choices for holiday gifts? Flour, edibles, and pre-rolls. Also, most of the 630 respondents who were surveyed said they plan on replacing alcohol consumption with cannabis during the holidays. And we kind of talked about that last week, if you tune into that episode, is how during the pandemic, people are switching over to cannabis or drinking less and using cannabis more, or strictly just using cannabis. And it was an interesting article that I read on that. I believe that was last week. So go check that episode out. Highlights of the poll's findings include 71.2% plan on giving cannabis gifts to friends, 65.2% are giving them to family members, and 40.8% to significant others. Nearly 2 out of 3 respondents, 64.2%, said they plan to replace alcohol consumption with cannabis during the holidays, with an additional 16.5% answering undecided. Also, 67.4% of consumers said their replacement of alcohol consumption with cannabis will be greater than in 2019. Again, this is kind of some of the same stuff that we talked about last week, but this is more focused on just the holiday season. But overall, during the pandemic, people have cut down on alcohol or switch strictly to cannabis, and I read about that. Yeah, like I said, I believe that was last week. 65.8% plan on giving flour, 61.3% said they are giving edibles, 54.7% are gifting pre-rolls, while 32.4% plan on giving CBD products. Top choices for cannabis products, the polls participants said they would like to receive this year include flower, 69.3%, edibles at 56.4%, and pre-rolls at 51.3%, vapes at 33.2%, and CBD products at 25.4%. What would I like? Concentrates aren't on this list, so that's interesting. Probably too expensive for most people. Yeah, flower, edibles, CBD products for me, and then pre-rolls. I'm not a big fan of pre-rolls, but they're okay. Good ones are good, but there's a lot of bad ones out there. So yeah, for me, it's right up there with it. But I would do concentrate, flower, edibles, CBD products, pre-rolls, no vapes. No vapes for me. The majority of respondents, 53.4%, cited managing holiday stress for their cannabis consumption, while 45.6% said they were turning to cannabis to celebrate the holiday. Other reasons cited for cannabis consumption included pain relief, 50.3%, with enhancing creativity, 43.3%, following closely behind. Kyle Kazan, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Glasshouse Group, hailed the survey's findings for not only showing that cannabis is one of the hottest consumer trends this holiday season, but that it's becoming a mainstream choice. Quote, with health and wellness top of mind during the ongoing pandemic, it's also not shocking that more consumers plan to replace alcohol consumption with cannabis this year, said Kazan in a public statement. As we make our way into 2021, we will look forward to rolling out new products from Glasshouse Farms, bringing our customers new retail experiences and continuing to provide new insights into the fastest growing consumer movement our country has seen in nearly a century. Last spring, shortly after the onset of the coronavirus outbreak, the Glasshouse Group has teamed up with suppliers to find extra masks for frontline healthcare workers. As previously reported, Glasshouse Group donated 1,000 protective gowns worn at its cultivation facilities to cottage hospitals in Santa Barbara. Also, the company, which is behind various high-profile weed brands that include Bella Thorne's Forbidden Flowers, was then donating 5% of their local product sales from its Santa Barbara dispensary to a local food bank to provide kids with free nutritional meals while schools were closed during early lockdowns. Sounds like a pretty good company. Sounds like they're trying to help out the community and do what they can to partake. So that sounds all good and well. So this is a good time so we're going to talk a little bit about cannabis stocks, but this is a good time to say go check out the Robinhood app. Go check out the link down below, and you can get a free stock. I can get a free stock, and maybe you could check out some of these stocks that I'm about to go over. I think I have a couple of these in my portfolio as well. So, yeah, go check out Robinhood, and you can get a free stock. And it'll help me out too. But let's get into the snap. This is the Amnesia Haze. I'm running out. So bummed on it. All right, let's get into it. All right, cheers. Man, I'm telling you, that one is good. I'm gonna miss it. There's that nice outdoor. This is the auto flower, but it was good. First time. It's pretty damn good for the auto flowers that I've grown outdoor. That was my first batch. So we'll see how it goes. I have never had good luck with the ones in the tent. The ones I have in the tent right now are not looking great. Probably lack of nutrients or something. I don't know. It's a bummer, but some of the buds still look pretty fire, but the leaves are not looking good. It's looking like it's gonna die. I don't know. Leaves are all yellow, but buds are looking fire. And like I said, there's not too much more that needs to that it needs to go. It just needs to, continue budding out a little bit, probably a couple more weeks, and I think I can keep it alive that much longer. But man, it's a bummer because these are not auto flowers. These were clones, and like I said, I think it's just lack of nutrients. I fucked up on that, and that's my deal. But let's get into the stock talk. Cannabis stocks. This is from thestreet.com. Cannabis stocks watch list, a major marijuana merger. Euphoria, APHA, Get Report, and Tilray, TLRY, joined forces in the Get Report. It was goes to a different link. Wasn't supposed to read that. Euphoria and Tilray joined forces in the past week that will create the world's biggest marijuana production and distribution company. Could this be the start of mergers for cannabis companies as the hopes for federal legalization becomes more likely? Here's a list of cannabis stocks to watch and their performance from this past week by the percentage change at the close of trading on December 18th. Aurora Cannabis decreased minus 3.13%, price $9.60. Aurora Cannabis was downgraded by analysts at BMO Capital on valuation concerns. Euphoria Inc. decreased 0.32%, price $7.65. Euphoria joined Tilray in its merger and sent stocks in the cannabis sector higher. The Street looked at the entire sector to see what cannabis stocks investors should be looking at. A CRE's investors checklist for 2021. These trends and principles help investors prepare for commercial real estate opportunities in the new year. Tilray started to rise as soon as the talks of a merger started this past Tuesday. Canopy Growth Corporation decreased 2.11%. Prices at $25.97. Jim Cramer reacted to the news of the merger with recommendations that investors look to buy Canopy Growth, CGC, if they're looking to buy cannabis stocks. So look into Canopy Growth Company. Or Canopy Growth Corp, CGC. All right. GW Pharma decreased 1.32%. Price is $118.84. GW Pharma, GWPH was one of the top cannabis stock one of the top cannabis stock picks for 2021. So there you go. A lot of just minimal decrease over this last week. But go check out those stocks because if you believe in the industry, you're in it for the long haul. I think this has more to do with some stocks as well. At least one stock, I believe. This is from Benzinga.com. IIP's buying spree continues. Inks, check this. Here's the number. $33 million sale leaseback deal with Forefront. I'm telling you, 33 is everywhere. It's in all the articles. It's in every aspect of life that you can think of. That number 33 will always be present. Very interesting stuff. But let's get into it. Forefront Ventures Corp, FFNT, confirmed Thursday it has finalized a sale leaseback agreement with Innovative Industrial Properties Inc., or IIPR, valued at $33 million. The Phoenix, Arizona-based cannabis company sold its cultivation and production facilities in Georgetown, Massachusetts, and Olympia, Washington, some 181,000 square feet of industrial space, to Innovative Industrial Properties, or IIP. The proceeds will be utilized to pay the company's total senior secured debt to affiliates of Gotham Green Partners. IIP, a real estate investment trust and frequent sale-leaseback deal maker, signed a long-term triple net lease agreement for each Forefront property. Forefront will continue to run the Massachusetts property as a facility for cannabis operations. Furthermore, it will sublease the Washington property to a cannabis license holder. As a part of this transaction, Forefront issued L1 or LI Lending LLC 12.14 million Class A subordinate voting share purchase warrants with the price of 0.824. The Georgetown property was previously a part of LI Lending's collateral package. Quote, "We are thrilled to enter into this new long-term real estate partnership with IIP," Forefront CEO Leo Gonthamaker said in a statement. Massachusetts and Washington, along with Illinois, California, and Michigan, are Forefront's core markets, he explained. The transaction strengthens Forefront's balance sheet and provides the company greater flexibility to fund its growth initiatives in these markets, he added. So it's just interesting. I just know that IIP is so this is all just dealing with cannabis stuff, so, and real estate, and that's why I bring up this one, because they're making moves, and they're like a cannabis real estate REIT, I believe it is. So check out that stock as well, IIP. Interesting stuff going on in the cannabis industry, with it getting closer and closer to being decriminalized, on a federal level, and things just be legalized on a federal level, maybe not even decriminalized. We'll see what happens, but it seems like a lot of potential growth in the industry and could be happening pretty fast. So that's why I say check out some of these stocks, because there could be a lot of potential. Let's get into the next. Unlaid.co. Long-term cannabis use leads to reduced PTSD symptoms, study shows. A new study has found long-term cannabis use can reduce the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. This is according to longitudinal data recently published in the journal Cannabis and Cannabinoid Research, which tracked 150 participants over the course of 1 year. It was found that PTSD patients who consumed state-authorized cannabis products during this period displayed lesser symptoms over time when compared with those who didn't consume cannabis products. The study, from investigators affiliated with the University of Pennsylvania's Perelman School of Medicine, Johns Hopkins University, and the University of Colorado School of Medicine, also found evidence to suggest the sort of cannabis available at dispensaries could work as a treatment for PTSD. They continued, this study provides evidence that the types of cannabis available in recreational medical cannabis dispensaries might hold promise as an alternative treatment for PTSD. This study's primary outcome supports the theory that cannabis should be tested in clinical trials as a potential therapeutic for PTSD. Speaking about the findings, Paul Armanado, the deputy director of cannabis advocacy organization NORML, said, Veterans are far more likely to self-report using cannabis than are those in the general population, and many veterans attest that cannabis is effective for the self-management of their PTS symptoms. These findings substantiate their claims. In March this year, a YouGov poll found 53% of polled U.S. adults agreed that medical marijuana dispensaries should be considered essential services. Just so interesting how things change so quickly, you know? Earlier this month, the 53 member states of the Commission on Narcotic Drugs, CND, the UN's central drug policy making body, voted to reclassify cannabis, opening the door to having it recognized for its medicinal and therapeutic potential. It's been reported that the decision could drive additional scientific research into the medicinal properties of cannabis, with the plant having had a significant and lucrative role in wellness therapies in recent years. The U.S. voted to have marijuana removed from the Schedule 4 of the single convention while retaining it on the Schedule 1, stating it is consistent with the science, demonstrating that while a safe and effective cannabis-derived therapeutic has been developed, cannabis itself continues to pose significant risk to public health and should continue to be controlled under the International Drug Control Conventions. Now that's just frustrating. That is. Yeah. So there we go. It looks like it's going in the right direction, in a positive direction, but you never know with how our government works and just the politics in play, which is pretty frustrating to actually deal with, but yeah, it looks like, we just need it to be able to have proper studies done. That's kind of it. We just need the proper studies done. Why is this? Okay, here we go. This is from iflscience.com. I wonder if that's I fucking love science.com. Medical cannabis containing THC and CBD treats childhood epilepsy, study finds. This is what I'm saying. We need more of these studies. We need to be able to validate some of these claims and some of these, these studies that have come out. We need to be able to, do it at a higher level, or what the mainstream would say is a trusted level. We need that kind of validated. But who knows if Big Pharma will play. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a couple minutes, and then I will get on out of here. Let's take one more little snap then. Let's take this blueberry real quick. Let's do that. And then we'll finish this article and get on out of here. All right. Cheers. Gotta have more coffee. Coffee and weed. All right, here we go. Into the article. Amid growing global support for medical cannabis, an increasing number of countries and states have approved the use of non-psychoactive cannabinoid called cannabidiol, CBD, to treat childhood epilepsy. However, a new study in the journal Drug Science Policy and Law indicates that full-spectrum cannabis medications containing the psychoactive cannabinoid THC tetrahydrocannabinol, oh, I hate that word, just THC, may be more effective at reducing the frequency and severity of seizures. Yeah, that's kind of what I've always heard. It's like CBD is good, it's good, but it works best when there's a little bit of THC in there with it. Let's continue. Cannabis's potential to treat childhood epilepsy began to gain widespread attention in 2011 when new cannabis strain called Charlotte's Web was developed as a medication for young girl named Charlotte Figge, who suffered from a rare form of epilepsy called Dravet syndrome, containing mostly CBD and only trace amounts of THC. The new cannabis variety put a halt to Charlotte's relentless seizures, which had previously occurred around once every 30 minutes. I remember that story. I remember when it was on CNN. I remember when that came out, and it was just it was pretty eye-opening for the mainstream, for it to be on like CNN, and this story of this girl who just had constant seizures throughout the day, and this CBD with minimal THC, I believe it was like a tincture, just really reduced all of that for a long time. And I did recently hear, I don't know if this article gets into it, but I don't remember how long ago, maybe within a year, 2 years, 3 years, but Charlotte ended up passing away. And that is, it's a bummer, it's sad. But that strain and that product, that brand, Charlotte's Web, is very popular. I had some of their gummies at some point, their CBD gummies. They had, I don't know if they're all vegan, but I know they have some vegan options as well. And they're really good. They taste good, and I thought they worked really well. These were just CBD, you know what I mean? No THC, because they were kind of over-the-counter stuff. But yeah, like in a health food store. But good stuff, good brand, and I definitely remember that story. Subsequently, a number of countries authorized the use Subsequently, a number of countries authorized the use of pure CBD as a treatment for various forms of childhood epilepsy, yet many researchers argue that the entire cannabis plant, rather than just an isolated cannabinoid, is required in order to produce a therapeutic outcome. According to this theory, the plant's medicinal properties stem from the so-called entourage effect that arises from the interaction between the many cannabinoids and terpenes present in cannabis. To test this theory, the authors of the new study enroll 10 UK-based patients, of all whom suffered from some form of childhood onset epilepsy and had failed to respond to conventional medications. Currently, the British government only allows pure CBD, but not full-spectrum cannabis extracts as a treatment for such conditions. 4 of the study participants had already tried CBD with no success. Full-spectrum cannabis extracts were given to each participant, with some receiving a medication containing 14% THC and less than 1% CBD, while others were given cannabis that consisted of 9% CBD and less than 1% of THC. Total daily doses of THC range from 6.6 to 26.5 milligrams, while the daily CBD intake varied from 200 and 550 milligrams. Prior treatment, participants suffered between 37.5 and 18,000 seizures a month, yet this dropped between 0 and 750 monthly seizures once these medical cannabis products were administered, a reduction of 97%. According to their careers, participants also experienced significant improvements in cognitive ability, emotional regulation, panic attacks, and sleep, while no negative side effects were reported. In the UK, legislation came into force in November 2018, allows clinicians prescribe approve cannabis products where they see fit, yet the study authors report that only 20 such prescriptions have been awarded in the past 2 years. Meanwhile, a national survey conducted by the Center for Medical Cannabis revealed that around 72,000 epilepsy sufferers in the UK are currently self-medicating with black market cannabis. Based on this data, the study authors call on the authorities to expand access to full-spectrum cannabis medications through the nation's health service. That's amazing, dude. Like, 97% decrease. That's just amazing. And that's why we need to really be able to focus on these studies and figure things out, because this is an amazing plant. So, very interesting stuff. Those were the articles I had. That is what I have going on. Gotta get ready for that interview in a couple of hours. Little nervous, but I said yesterday in my episode of the Real Word podcast, this was obviously before the email came through or anything. I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of freaking out on the inside, but I feel calm. Like a sense of calm where I feel like things are gonna work out. And then, later in the evening I got that email. So we'll see. Will it all work out? Is it all meant to be? Will those emails and persistence have paid off? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will keep you guys updated and posted. I should be back for another episode of the Real Word Podcast on Friday. Go check out @the_No World Order podcast on Instagram. Check out the audio of our latest episode of The Missing Girls in Panama, Chris Kramers and Lizanne Froon. Very, very interesting case. And it's been our most watched video so far, and it's just audio only. And I think a lot of people are still very interested in that case. So go check it out. Once you hear about it, once you find out about what's going on with that situation, I think you'll be just as hooked as we were. So go check it out. Thank you for tuning in. I guess I'll take one more little snap for you guys, and I will be out of here. All right, let's pack this up. Man, I got like one more little snap of the amnesia. Save it for after the interview. Cheers. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.